The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and/or future. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for the 24th day of October, 2024. So 10-24. Today we have a doubleheader for you. We'll have a doubleheader for you on Monday. Is this the day we find out essentially who wins the American League East? We'll know in a couple hours if that's the case, as the Blue Jays and the Red Sox meet for the final scheduled time on this 1988 replay. That is Game 2 of our doubleheader. Red Sox win, they will have clinched a tie for the division, and if somehow the Blue Jays and Red Sox end up tied, then any playoff game would be at Fenway Park. But first, we go to Minneapolis for the A's and the Twins. The A's season is done. They are not going to win, and they were finished well back of where they were in real life. The Twins have the best record in baseball, 94 wins. They've already improved their real life record by 3 wins, and a win in this one gives them a game-and-a-half lead and a magic number of 4. Now, I did not quick send Kansas City's game yet. We'll do that between games of the doubleheader. The Twins cannot clinch, but with a whopping 4 days to go after this, whoever leads today is going to be, and if it's a margin of more than 1 game, is going to be in very good shape going in the last week of the last weekend of the season. Todd Burns gets the call for Oakland. Bert Blyleven for Minnesota, and Blyleven's a Jekyll and Jekyll type, or Jekyll and Hyde type pitcher. His numbers aren't going to look good when I show you them in a minute, but if you remember from their games earlier against Kansas City, Blyleven has come up clutch when the Twins have needed it. So that's the setup. How you doing? Forever remain 1990. So it'll be a doubleheader today, and we can tell you this going to be Oakland and Minnesota, followed by Toronto and Boston from Fenway Park. And then, depending on what happens today, we'll have a doubleheader for you on Monday. And with all that in mind, the Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1988. We start from the Hubert Horatio Humphrey Metrodome in Minneapolis, Minnesota, as the Minnesota Twins take on the Oakland Athletics. And this doubleheader is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And it didn't switch scenes here. There we go. So let's tell you about the Oakland A's. This is pretty much we've clinched the division lineup, and we're getting some people some rest. Or in Oakland's case, at 85 and 72, we've blown the division, and we're just going to rest people. Louis Polonia leads off in right field. Stan Javier in center will bat second. Dave Parker in left will go third. Don Baylor, the DH, cleans up. Ron Hasse behind the plate will bat fifth. Glenn Hubbard at second will go sixth. Doug Jennings at first will bat seventh. Tony Phillips at third batting eighth. And Walt Weiss at short batting ninth. And of players who played more than 120 games, the only one in the lineup is Walt Weiss. Bert Blyleven, making his 33rd start of the year, can get you 8 innings if he's good. Why? Oh. Because I keep hitting the wrong button. That's why, Ron. So Blyleven making his last start of the regular season. He's 12 and 12. He's actually pitched quite well, thank you very much. 37, fastball at 85, and a ground ball pitcher. A 4.93 ERA to go with that 12 and 12 record. Hard to believe Blyleven never won a Cy Young. He did not get a decision up in Oakland a week ago tonight. in an 8-3 win, 6 2/3, 118 pitches, 5 hits, 3 runs all earned. He walked 4 and struck out 5. It was those starts at the end of August and beginning of September that I think pretty much cemented just how gritty he could be. He struck out 11 in Kansas City, I believe that was, and 7 at home on September 1st, going 8 innings. Blyleven has thrown 226 1/3, allowed 259 hits. How you doing, replay dugout? 130 runs for Bert, 124 earned, 25 homers. He has walked 67, and at 37, his 181 strikeouts is good for 12th in the American League. The defense behind him, it is a pretty much an everyday lineup for Minnesota. Dan Gladden an 8 and a 7 in left, Puckett a 10 and an 8 in center, Randy Bush a 4 and a 5 in right. Al Newman is a 3 at third, Lombardozzi a 3 at short, Tommy Herr a 5 at second, Gene Larkin is a 3 at first. Jim Dwyer will be the DH, Kent Herbeck lurking in the background. Tim Loudner is 7 and a 4 behind the plate, and Blyleven is a 4 on the mound with a .971 fielding percentage. Twins lead by a game. Kansas City will play Seattle. The Twins play Oakland. Louis Polonia at 275, 2 homers and 20 RBI. The Twins are 95 and 62. This is game 158 for them. Oakland 85 and 72, and their season will end on Sunday, regardless of how they finish. This one starts with a ground ball to Lombardozzi over to Larkin, and there is 1 out. For Stan Javier, hitting .273, 3 triples, and 33 RBI. The NLCS will start first, and will start in Cincinnati. Games 1 and 2 will be at Riverfront, and then 3, 4, and 5 will be in New York, as the Reds and the Mets know and have known for a while that they will be facing each other. Pitch to Javier is a slow ground ball to Larkin. Gene takes it to the bag, and there's 2 away. For Dave Parker, hitting .262, 9 homers, and 55 RBI. We know that the American League Championship Series will start in the Eastern Division ballpark. So either Boston or Toronto, and the middle 3 will be in either Minnesota or Kansas City. Pitch to Parker. There's a slow chopper to Lombardozzi. Gets a good bounce on the artificial surface. Parker running, and Dave is out on a bang-banger. How about that? That's a bad call. Tony La Russa comes out to argue, to no avail. Parker beat it out, but did not get the call. A's fans are incensed, but maybe they should have won some games when they needed to. Half an inning in the books, no score. Todd Burns, again, one of the reasons why Oakland is where they are, which is going to be watching this postseason, Burns underperformed big time. He went 3 and 5 in the replay. This is his last start of the year in a 3.80 ERA. You'll see that he went 8 and 2 down the stretch with a 3.16 ERA. Didn't happen. Todd is 25. He throws the fastball at 88 and a ground ball pitcher. He hasn't pitched in 2 weeks. He beat the Rangers on the 15th in a 5-1 win. He went 7 1/3, 112 pitches, 6 hits, an earned run. He walked 4 and struck out 6. Overall for Todd, 85 innings in a third, 84 hits, 37 runs, 36 earned, 7 homers. He walked 31 and struck out 60. He has not faced the Twins. Here's how Minnesota will bat. Dan Gladden will lead off in left field. Tommy Herr at second will bat second. Randy Bush in right will go third. Kirby Puckett cleans up in center. Gene Larkin at first will bat fifth. Jim Dwyer, who hit a huge home run yesterday in their win over Oakland, is the DH. He will bat sixth. Tim Loudner behind the plate will bat seventh. Lombardozzi at short will bat eighth. Al Newman worries about playing third and batting ninth, and Burns can give you 7. Defensively for Oakland, Dave Parker a 2 and a 4 in left, Javier a 5 and a 3 in center, Polonia a 2 and a 3 in right. That is not an ace defense at all. Tony Phillips is a 5 at third, Walt Weiss an 8 at short, Glenn Hubbard a 6 at second, Doug Jennings is a 5 at first, Ron Hassey a 5 and a 4 behind the plate, and Burns is a 6 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. So in essence, the A's are only using one regular in their lineup today. Dan Gladden at 259, 12 homers, and 58 RBI. That's in the right. Polonia, crowd liked it, so did Louie, and there's one out. For Tommy Herr, hitting 264, 3 homers, and 26 RBI. Burns deals, and Herr draws the walk. Now Tom can steal the bag. Full count fastball missed upstairs. Here's Randy Bush. Randy at 273, 15 homers, and 66 RBI. See what Burns does. He does throw to first, and Herr is back. So Herr's going to go. Hassey throws down to Weiss, and Tommy has his 11th steal as a Minnesota Twin. So the Twins have a runner in scoring position. 1 out for Bush. Crowd feeling this, as we said, with 5 days to go on the season. Minnesota controls its own destiny, which is amazing considering that they have the best record in baseball, and we don't know how they're going to finish. Pitch to Bush. Ball 4. So Burns can't find the strike zone. That was a 4-pitch walk. And here's Kirby Puckett. Kirby at 365. 25 homers and 122 RBI. Pitch to Kirby. There's a ground ball to Weiss. There should be 2. Hubbard for 1 and Jennings for 2. And Puckett grounds into a 6-4-3 double play. Twins threaten but do not score. After 1, no score. So Baylor, Hassey, and Hubbard to face Blyleven. Don at 209, 6 homers, and 25 RBI. There's a line drive left center field, and that's extra bases. Baylor is into second standing with his 10th double of the year. So the first hit for Oakland, here's Ron Hassey at 277, 7 homers, and 35 RBI. This is not necessarily a kiddie lineup for the A's. And at this level, everyone's capable of playing, whether it's the regulars or not. Pitch to Hassey is a ground ball to Lombardozzi. Looks Baylor back to second. Throws to Larkin, and there's 1 out. For Glenn Hubbard at 270, 3 homers, and 28 RBI. Lombardozzi again, and the second verse will be the same as the first, 2 out. So again, Blyleven giving the Twins what they need, which is outs. Doug Jennings at 205, a home run and 7 RBI. Struck him out, and that'll do it. No runs, a hit, no errors. After an inning and a half here at the Metrodome, Oakland nothing, Minnesota nothing. So Mean Gene, the hit machine Larkin, Dwyer, and Loudner to face Todd Burns here in the second. Gene at 265, 10 homers and 66 RBI. Opposite way, in comes Parker, 1 out. For Jim Dwyer, hitting 265, 2 homers, including the big one last night, which gave the Twins a 6-5 lead, and he's driven in 5. There's a line drive to Phillips. Tony's there, 2 out. So here's Loudner at 260, 11 homers, and 56 RBI. Burns deals, and there's a base hit left center field. So the Twins have a hit. And that'll bring up Lombardozzi. Steve at 210, 2 homers, and 22 RBI. Hopefully your Thursday's going well. Pitch to Lombardozzi. Walked him. So the Twins again have runners on, this time first and second for Al Newman, hitting 199, 3 doubles, and 23 RBI. Expecting to do a live episode of Digital Dice tomorrow night around 6:30. That's the plan. As we talk, hopefully, with the creator of Drive Time Football. Pitch to Newman. Gets away from Hasse, and everybody moves up 90. So that is a wild pitch for Burns. The 1-0 changeup was way outside, and so 2 on in scoring position and 2 out for Newman. It was licking his chops. Loudner on third, Lombardozzi on second, and a single here would score 2. Pitch to Newman, fouls it off, and the count is 2-1. Burns, with 2 out here in the second, has already thrown 48 pitches. Gets away from Hasse, and Loudner will score. Lombardozzi goes to third, and the Twins get a run on the board on the pass ball by Ron Hasse. If it wasn't for bad luck, Oakland wouldn't have any luck at all. So a wild pitch by Burns, followed by a 2-1 pass ball by Ron Hasse. And the Twins are on the board. Pitch to Newman. Fly ball right field. Polonia will get there, but the damage is done. Minnesota strikes first. 1 run, 1 hit. The pass ball and the wild pitch, and after 2, it's Minnesota 1, Oakland nothing. So Phillips, Weiss, and Polonia to face Blyleven here in the third. Tony at 209, 2 homers, and 22 RBI. Gets away from Loudner on strike 3. He throws down to Larkin, and they got him. That's 2 for Burt. He's now fanned 183 on the replay. Here's Weiss, Walter at 251, 2 homers, and 53 RBI. Pitch to Walt. Fly ball right field. That's well hit. Bush turns and watches it go. That is by the Rod Carew jersey hanging up there in the football suite. So a tie ball game. Weiss hammers his 3rd of the year, and Oakland makes it a 1-1 game. I'm assuming that's Carew. 27. No, would that be Oliva? The jersey in right center is Harmon Killebrew. That might be Oliva. Louis Polonia is 0 for 1. Blyleven, 32 pitches, 2 1/3. The home run a moment ago to Weiss. He's given up 26, and he has struck out 2. Base hit, right field. Bush will pick it up. Polonia is going to go for 2, I would think. Nope. Bush, a strong throw, and Louis with good speed thought about it, but will hold up. Here's Javier, staying as 0 for 1. There goes Polonia, hitting the throw down to Lombardozzi, and Polonia has his 23rd steal. Everybody moved. No chance to get him, and Polonia in a good position here at second base. They throw it to her, and Louis is back. 1 strikeout to Javier. Go ahead run in scoring position, top of the 3rd, 1 out. Base hit down the line and right, and this will give Oakland the lead. Javier is into second. He's going for 3rd. Herr will the throw was direct from Bush, and Lombardozzi just cut it off. So Javier has his 4th triple of the year, and Oakland goes up 2-1. Here's Parker. He is 0 for 1. Fly ball right field. That'll score Javier. Bush. No, it's out of play. It was hooking, but hook foul. So 1-2 the count to Parker. Here's the pitch. Right to Tommy Hurd. Tommy, he'll concede the run over to Larkin, and Parker is retired 2 away. So Oakland responds to Minnesota's run with a 3 spot on their own. Here's Baylor, who doubled his first time up. To Lombardozzi, who throws to first, and that will retire the side. Oakland responds strong. The home run from Weiss, Javier, and Parker drive-in runs, 3 hits, 3 runs, and no errors. And after 2.5, it's Oakland 3, Minnesota 1. So top of the lineup for the Twins, opening 9 for Burns, 50 pitches, my goodness. 2 hits, or 2 innings, a hit, and 3 walks. Gladden is 0 for 1. Pitch to Dan, fly ball to left. Parker will go back, but make the catch, 1 out. Tommy Hurd walked and stole a base his first time up. High ground ball to Jennings. Duggs takes it to the bag himself. 2 out. So Burns so far having an easy inning. Randy Bush walked his first time up. Into center field. Back goes Javier and will make the catch. The crowd liked it. So did Javier. Twins go in order. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 4th. It is Oakland 3, Minnesota 1. Hasse, Hubbard, and Jennings to face Blyleven here. Ron is 0 for 1. Pitch from Blyleven. Ripped down the line, a base hit. That's going to be extra bases. I don't think Hasse has the legs to get 3 out of this. We'll see. Bush will throw it in. Hasse may not have the legs for 2. The throw to Lombardozzi is not in time, and Ron has his 15th double of the year. So as Hubbard comes to the plate, they wheel the oxygen tank out to Hasse. It's a long way to run. Blyleven looking like a 5-inning pitcher today. Pitch to Hubbard. Get away from Loudner, who fires it down to Newman. It's going to be close. Did they get him? No. So it was a close play, but a wild pitch from Blyleven, and now that runner's on third with nobody out. Infield playing in. Hubbard, lots of places to move it around. The 3-1 to Hubbard. Ground ball to Blyleven. Throws to first, and Hubbard's retired. Hasse does not score. There's Doug Jennings. Doug struck out his first time up. Stays back for this, and that's a ground ball base hit. So Hasse will score. It's 4-1. We look at the Twins' pen. Anderson pitched yesterday. He's made his last start of the year. If they need to use him over the weekend, they will. Freddie Tolliver is tomorrow's starter. Viola on Friday. Charlie Lee on Saturday, and Roy Smith, who could go 70 pitches today, is slated to go Sunday. So you also have Les Straker, who was fully rested, Juan Berenguer, who was fully rested, German Gonzalez, and Keith Atherton. So the Twins' pen is pretty healthy at this point. They'll try to keep Blyleven in. Tony Phillips is 0 for 1. He struck out. Pitch to Phillips, and he walked. And that leash on Blyleven gets shorter by the moment. That's his first walk. Here's Weiss, who took him for a home run in the third. Walt hit his third and is now driven in 54. First and second, 1 out. Blyleven trying to work through this. There goes Jennings, of all people. The throw down to Newman, and the A's give Blyleven an absolute gift. The A's dugout stands in absolute silence over that. What was he thinking? Jennings took off on his own because Phillips is still on first base. That was not a double steal. Goodness gracious, Buffy St. Marie on that. They wrapped that up in a Hallmark card, for crying out loud. 1 strike count to Weiss. That's into center. Puckett will move over and make the catch. 1 run, 2 hits, and they don't get charged for the boneheaded error, but it cost Oakland big time. After 3.5, it's Oakland 4, Minnesota 1. Wow, gang. So here we go. Here are the standings. Detroit is off the board. It's either Boston or Toronto, and they will play the second game of our doubleheader. Kansas City lost to Seattle, who's on the verge of a winning year. Congratulations to them. Minnesota and Kansas City have overperformed. We're not going to have a 100-game winner. I was looking through Fernando Valenzuela's stats in the other 2 replays that we've done that for years that coincided, and we had plenty of 100-win teams. Not this year. Kirby Puckett's 0 for 1. Base hit right field. Polonia, is he going to even try again? Puckett is into second, going to third. Cut off Hubbard, the throw to Phillips, and Kirby has his 6th triple of the year. So let's see how much momentum changed with the Jennings thrown out trying to steal third. And I'm managing the Twins. I did not call for that. Gene Larkin is 0 for 1. What do you guys think? Hasse reminds Burns that they have the lead. Long gone. That hit the Oliva jersey in right center field, and the Twins have a 2-run homer. It is now 4-3. And for Mean Gene, the hit machine, that's his 11th home run of the year. Whatever Hasse told Burns to throw, Larkin was waiting for it. And he crushed out one over the football seats in the right center field. Right now, Uncle Mo is wearing Twins pinstripes. Here's Dwyer. He's 0 for 1. And he walked him. So a full count fastball, and that'll bring up Loudner. Loudner singled and scored in the second. Not good, Mr. Burns. Nope. Even Smithers would agree with that. So 4-3 now. Pitch to Loudner. Got him. An 0-2 fastball swung on and missed. Burns has walked 4, and that's his first strikeout. Here's Lombardozzi, who walked his first time up. In the left center, Javier retreating, makes the catch. And Dwyer, who has my speed, goes back to first, 2 out. for Al Newman, who's 0 for 1. Walked him. That's the 5th walk for Burns. And that'll bring up Dan Gladden, who's 0 for 2. So Burns has not tripped the light fantastic. Pitching more like C. Montgomery than Todd. 74 pitches, 3 2/3, 18 batters, 3 hits. The mammoth home run a moment ago to Larkin. He has walked 5 and struck out 1. And Dan Gladden digs in. He's 0 for 2. So the tying run is Dwyer. The go-ahead run is Newman. Burns will deal, and there's a slow chopper to first. Jennings doesn't make the error, but Gladden can run, but he's out. That was a bang-banger. However, the Twins get 2 hits and 2 runs on the home run from Gene Larkin. We go to the 5th in the first of our doubleheader today. It's the A's 4, the Twins 3. So top of the lineup, Blyleven has faced 18 batters, 62 pitches, 4 innings, 6 hits. The home run was Weiss. He has walked 1 and struck out 2. Got him! An 86-mile-an-hour fastball, and Polonia swung at it. So 1 out for Javier, who has a triple. Drove home a run. That came in the 3rd, I believe. And scored. To 3rd. Newman. Over to Larkin. Javier is running and is safe. He beat out the bang-banger. That was a close play, but Javier has speed to burn, and that's the 7th hit for the A's. Here's Parker. Dave is 0 for 2. He's driven in a run. These two teams combined, I believe, for 17 runs last night. Pitchers duels. Not expect one here. Pitch to Parker. Got him! A 1-2 curveball on Blyleven. Got him. 2 out for Baylor. Don is 1 for 2. He's got a double. Throw to first, and Javier is back. How you doing, Forrest? To 3rd. Newman's got it. He goes to first. Baylor doesn't have that speed anymore, and the Twins get out of it. Well, halfway home, the first of 2 on a 45-degree day in Burlington. A's 4, Twins 3. If you joined us late, Oakland's season is done. Minnesota leads the West by a game over Kansas City. Oakland 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. The Twins 3 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. Minnesota struck in the 2nd. A pass ball by Tim that allowed Tim Lowder to score to make it 1-0. Then Oakland pounded back in the 3rd. Walt Weiss, a mammoth home run to right to make it 1-1. Stan Javier with a triple to score Louis Poloni to make it 2-1. And then Dave Parker with a fielder's choice to make it 3-1. In the 4th, Doug Jennings singled home Ron Hassey to make it 4-1. And then a moment ago, Gene Larkin, Mean Gene the hit machine, a 2-run blast as 11th to make it 4-3. You got 85 in San Diego? We had 80 yesterday here in town. I was running the air conditioner. Todd Burns, again, he's not pitching well. 4 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, just 2 earned. He allowed the home run. He has walked 5 and struck out 1. Bert Blyleven in his last start of the regular season, 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs all earned. He's given up a homer, a walk, and struck out 4. Tommy Herr is 0 for 1 with a walk and a stolen base. Hubbard over to Jennings, 1 out. So here's Randy Bush. Randy has a walk. He's 0 for 1. It is a crazy swing. We had a cold front pass through, and that's what we get this time of year. Yeah, Monday and Tuesday it was in the high 70s. When I woke up yesterday morning at 6 o'clock, it was 68 degrees in town. Midlife crisis, rooting for the Twins. How you doing, John? Nobody on. Pitch to Bush, and Randy draws the walk. That's the 6th walk for Todd. Kirby Puckett has himself a triple, a run scored. He's 1 for 2. Big Dave, how are you? And Scotty's here. So the gang's all here. Oakland 4, Minnesota 3. Twins control their own destiny. Bush on first. Kirby, a slow ground ball to Weiss. Should be 2. Hubbard for 1. And Jennings for 2. So Burns survives the 5th. No runs, no hits, and no errors. And we go to the 6th. Oakland 4, Minnesota 3. So Hasse, Hubbard, and Jennings to face Blyleven here in the 6th. Ron is 1 for 2. He's doubled and scored, but one of those Twins runs came on a pass ball. Right center, Kirby. 1 out for Glenn Hubbard, who's 0 for 2. RJL season may come to an end tonight. It's interesting to have Baltimore do potentially the reverse of what they had in the real World Series against the Mets. The Giants won Game 1, and which Baltimore did in real life, and then the Mets started to steamroll, and then that's what Baltimore's done. Was it 1-0 last night? Hubbard was a key part of that team in '89 too, Andrew. Glenn is 0 for 2 today. There's a ground ball to Lombardozzi over to Larkin, and Glenn is retired. So 2 away for Jennings, who's 1 for 2. He has singled, driven in a run, and struck out. Nobody on. Now there is. That's into right center, and Jennings is into second with the 7th double of the year. So that's the 8th hit allowed by Blyleven. We bring up Tony Phillips, who's 0 for 1. He has walked and struck out. Blyleven deals. Phillips a slow ground ball to Hurd. Tommy throws to first, and that will retire the side. So Bert Blyleven is doing a human impression of a weeble wobble. He weebles and he wobbles, but he's given you 6, and he hasn't fallen down after 5.5. Oakland 4, Minnesota 3. So here's Larkin. It is 11th, his last time up, and is now driven in 68. Dwyer and Loudner to follow, and Todd Burns is as sharp as those scissors they gave you in kindergarten. He has walked 6. Right center field. Back goes Javier, and that is caught. Oh, I thought that was a wall ball at least. And that just kind of ran out of air conditioning, I think, after a while, and there's 1 out. Brings up Jim Dwyer, who was walked and is 0 for 1. The crowd thought it was gone. I thought that was a hefty bag double for sure. Pitch to Dwyer. Slow ground ball to Weiss. Over to Jennings. And Dwyer is retired, 2 out. For Loudner, who is 1 for 2. He has singled, scored, and struck out. Even those scissors with the scarlet letters lefty on them, why do it only for left-handers? Because do you really think that a kindergartner was confused by that? It also taught you your right from your left. Yeah, Rudy May passed away. Been a rough week for that. You obviously saw the stats that we posted for Fernando. I posted them on a number of Facebook groups. In 82 and 85 in those replays, He won 47 games. But never got a win in the postseason for me. Loudner is 1 for 2. Tim has singled, scored, and struck out. Pitch to Loudner. That's into right center. Javier should flag that one down. He does, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 7th, Oakland 4, Minnesota 3. So Weiss, Polonia, and Javier, and Blyleven, again, giving you about what you expect here. Walt with a tremendous blast in the 4th. His last time up. Won't do it again. Ground ball to Lombardozzi. Gobbles it up. Throws to Larkin for the out. 1 away. So Lombardozzi, Gagne can play. We're not messing around with lineups until we need to. Louis Polonia is 1 for 3. 27 batters deep for Blyleven. 88 pitches. That's pretty good. 6 1/3. 4 runs all earned. 8 hits. The home run to Weiss. He has walked 1 and struck out 4. Pitch to Polonia. There's a base hit into right center. And Kirby Puckett will throw it in. Polonia going to go for 2. You're going to run on Puckett? Yes, you are. That takes some serious huevos. And Louis has his 9th double of the year. So 1 out for Javier. And that'll do it. We're going to bring in Les Straker. Straker not scheduled to pitch again, so he is free and clear to go as long as he wants. 7 4, all as a starter. And if you're wondering about the game's accuracy, look, his ERA is 3.93 and his real was 3.92. Straker is 29, a fastball pitcher at 85, and a fly ball pitcher. He last pitched on the 18th, so he's got plenty of rest. He beat the White Sox 7-3, 7 innings, 101 pitches. 6 hits, 3 runs all earned, 2 homers, 2 walks, and a strikeout. So again, all these numbers as a starter: 87 innings, 86 hits, 44 runs, 38 earned, 10 homers. He walked 30 and struck out 22. Javier is 2 for 3. Stan has singled, tripled, has an RBI and a run scored. 1 out, top of the 7th. Twins trying to keep this a 1-run game. To Straker. Third base side of the rubber, over to Larkin, 2 out. For Big Dave Parker, who's 0 for 3, he has struck out and driven in a run. Popped up. Newman. By the camera well. Makes the catch. Stretch time 4-3. Well, we're going to pinch hit for Lombardozzi. It'll be Greg Gagne. Gaetti is on the roster. Now, I'll put this up to you guys. How you doing, GGG? Sports replays. Of course it's okay to bring up a football game. Go Twins. So here's an interesting conundrum. Gaetti hurt his knee and the Twins didn't make the playoffs. However, if they make the playoffs, do we bring him in? What would you guys do? Gagne is a pinch hitter hitting .333. Overall, 234, 17 homers, and 63 RBI. Pitch to Gagne. Fly ball left center. Javier will run a ways and make the catch. 1 out. No, yeah, I'm leaning if they make it, I would too. Newman is 0 for 1 with a walk. Again, the Twins are already +4 on their win total from real life. They won 91, which was higher than the number when they won the series in 87. And they've won 95 in this one. Newman 0 for 1 with a walk. Fly ball right field. Polonia will make the catch, 2 out for Gladden. So 27 batters for Burns, 98 pitches, 6 2/3, 3 hits, 3 runs, just 1 earned or 2. He has somehow walked 6 and struck out 1. Joe Cowley smiles someplace. Dan Gladden is 0 for 3. To Weiss, makes a web jam. He ran to his right, scooped it through to first, and that'll take care of the Twins. No runs, no hits, no errors. Burns has thrown a 3-hitter after 7 for 3 A's. So Gagne goes into short. He's a 5. It'll be Baylor, Hassey, and Hubbard scheduled here in the 8th. Don 1 for 3 with a double. Would he have been available if they made it in real life? He was out for the year. He didn't play again after that, but the A's had the division pretty much wrapped up by September. And so I did look it up. It's actually when he found Christianity, was recovering from that. They labeled it as a season ender, but again, because the Twins really were out of it, there was also no reason to try to rush him back. Pitch to Jose Canseco is going to pinch hit. Canseco at 304, 38 homers and 44 steals. He needs 2 homers in the last 5 days of the season to be the first member of the 40-40 club. And somewhere in Japan, somebody by the name of Otani says that's child's play. Pitch to Canseco is into right center. Kirby will track this one down, and there is 1 out. Ron Hassey is 1 for 3. He has doubled and scored. And so that's the interpretation I'll give you. Okay, Forrest talks about the other day he started using Microsoft Copilot to have as an opponent while playing Status Pro Football. How'd that work out for you? Pitch to Hassey. Struck him out. That's the first for Straker. And 0-2 fastball got him to swing. And here's Glenn Hubbard, who is 0 for 3 in this one. The main usage is to have the AI call the defense and to move the linebackers and defensive backs around to different boxes. And how'd the AI do with that, Forrest? Pitch to Hubbard. There's a ground ball, Straker, third base side of the rubber over to Larkin, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. A's go in order. Greg Cadaret comes in to pitch. Oakland 4, Twins 3. So the lefty, Cadaret, making his 52nd appearance. 3-1, a 3.19 ERA. He's 26 years old, fastball at 96. And a ground ball pitcher. If I can get the mouse in the right spot, I can tell you he threw 3 days ago against Milwaukee in a 7-2 loss. 2 innings, 37 pitches, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Overall, Cadaret, 62 innings, 51 hits, 25 runs, 22 earned. He's allowed 3 homers. He's walked 30 and struck out 58. Tommy Herr is 0 for 2. He has walked and stolen a base. Forrest says it's kind of scary how much it figured out about football strategy. He liked it. Pitch to Herr. Got him. So 1-2 fastball at 97 after Burns was throwing up stuff in the high 80s. Cadaret's got to look, like Nolan Ryan out there. So 1 out for Randy Bush. And the Twins will go to the bench. Who can hit a lefty? And the answer is going to be John Christensen. As a pinch hitter, he doesn't have any. Overall, 160 and 2 RBI. And he draws the walk, and he is the tying run. He is not a threat to steal. But why would you when you got Kirby Puckett with a pennant on the line at the plate? He is 1 for 3. He legged out his 6th triple in this ball game and has scored his 116th run. He even gave the PDF rules to the AI to munch on. That's cool. Pitch to Puckett. Kirby swings. That's off the mound. Weiss barehands it. Hubbard for 1. Jennings for 2. That hit the back of the mound and bounced in the waiting bare hand of Walt Weiss. Remember, it's his home run. That's the difference in this one. We go to the 9th. 4-3 Oakland. Goodness gracious. So Straker to face Jennings, Phillips, and Weiss. Mark Davidson, who's a 5 and a 4, will play right field and hit in the 3-hole. Doug Jennings is 2 for 3. Has singled, doubled, struck out, and driven in a run. Again, even if the Twins lose, they still will at least have a share of firsts, depending on what happens between Seattle and Kansas City. Pitch to Jennings, struck him out. So Straker looks sharp. Here's Tony Phillips. Tony is 0 for 2. He has walked and struck out. Straker, third base side of the rubber, throws to Larkin, 2 out. The Twins will have Larkin, probably Herbeck, and Laudner in the 9th. Weiss, the caraway seed in the teeth of the Twins, is 1 for 3. He homered in the 3rd, his 3rd of the year. Straker again over to Larkin. That worked. So 4 runs, 9 hits, and no errors for the A's. They leave on 5. Where is Dennis Eckersley? Catteray to start the inning. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Oakland 4, Minnesota 3. So Larkin 1 for 3. He homered in the 4th, his 11th. He has driven in 68. So the Twins need 1 to tie and 2 to win their 96th of the year. It remains Catteray. Ground ball to Weiss. Walt has to come in for it. The throw to first, and Larkin is retired. Out goes Dwyer. In comes Herbeck. Even the lefty-lefty. Herbeck at 305, 24 homers and 98 RBI. A home run is what you need, and Herbeck gives you the best chance to do it. He draws the walk, so the tying run is on for Tim Laudner, who is 1 for 3. A strikeout, a run scored, and a hit. And again, where's Eckersley? Hasse and Catteray have a word. From the stretch. Base hit left field. That's going to drop in front of Parker. And Herbeck is going to hold at second. So 1 out, and the winning run is on base. Eric Plunk, what the hell? I don't get it. I don't get this logic by the computer. Eckersley's available. And didn't get used. I think if there was a bone to pick with this game, What setting did we not use right here? I don't get it. Eric Plunk is 7-3 with a 2.41 ERA. He's only had one save. He's blown 4. He has a 2.41 ERA. He is 25 years old. Fastball at 98 and a ground ball plus pitcher. He throws it hard. I'm not sure. Here's Cataray's usage. And here's Plunk's usage. Anyway, here's Gagne. Greg is 0 for 1. So Herbeck, the tying run, is on second. And Loudner, the winning run, is on first. And Eric Plunk and his 98-mile-an-hour fastball on the mound. 1 out. Yeah, no, but it should be looking at the numbers. If there is an Achilles heel of this game, it is how it handles relievers. It just doesn't do a great job. Pitch to Gagne. Struck him out. Plunk's going to prove me wrong here, right? So 2 out. We're not going to use Guy Eddy. We are going to use John Moses. Moses is a pinch hitter. 438. With 3 RBI. Overall, 313, 4 triples, and 17 RBI. Plunk was used after the 4th. I changed Eckersley to what they told me to do so he'd close. I mean, they were using Gene Nelson for the longest time. Holy Moses indeed. A home run. Pretty much sends the Twins to the playoffs, you would think. Pitch to Moses. Got him, and the A's win it. So Plunk picks up his second save. And the A's hang on 4-3. 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Oakland. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Twins. It took 2 hours and 50 fake minutes. It worked for the A's to win it. The A's leave on 5. They go to 86 and 72. The Twins fall to 95 and 63. They left on 6. And so the offense kind of let down Blyleven. Again, Burt didn't pitch great. 6 in the 3rd, 9 hits, 4 runs all earned. The homer, he walked 1 and struck out 4. Straker faced 8 batters and retired them all. He struck out 2. Todd Burns, 7 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs. The AI knew the whole time. 2 of them earned. He gave up the home run to Larkin. He walked 6 and struck out 1. Cadaret picked up his 14th hold. Inning in the 3rd, a hit, 2 walks and a strikeout. And Plunk faced both batters and struck him out. So right now, the lead is a half a game, and the magic number remains 5. We can tell you on this Wednesday night, where is it? They don't play. That's why we didn't take the game. Kansas City does not play. So the Twins will have to wait till tomorrow to figure out what they're going to do. And so with all that, you get a break, and we'll be right back with the Jays and the Red Sox. All right, you join us here for game 2. Red Sox 93-64 and have a 2.5 game lead on the Jays, who are 91-67. If Bruce Hurst, who is looking for his 19th win of the year, can do so, the Red Sox will have clinched a tie for the East and will do no worse than a playoff game right here in this building if they don't take any game against the Cleveland Indians. So Hurst making his last start ever for the Boston Red Sox in the regular season. 18-10, a 4.25 ERA. Hurst is 30. San Diego bound, throws a fastball at 90 and doesn't favor the ground ball nor the fly ball. Against Toronto, 2 starts, 17 innings, 17 hits, 7 runs all earned. He has walked 4 and struck out 11. 1-1 with a 3.71 ERA. John stepped away, and I'll read that after we tell you that Hurst last pitched on the 23rd, 5 days ago, and beat the Yankees 7-2. His last loss was September 2nd to California. In that Yankee game, 6 2/3 at the stadium, 38 pitches, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 6, so his control is an issue, and struck out 8. Overall, 224 2/3, 219 hits, 114 runs, 106 earned. He's allowed 24 homers, walked 93, and struck out 167. John says, the bullpen logic will also affect who the closer is. I know you said you changed it, but there's something to be said that's causing Eck not to be used. They won the game anyway, but I honestly think not having Eck as the closer is the reason why the A's aren't playing meaningful baseball. I'd suggest changing all the relievers to pull for closer over the course of a season. They'll still get a few saves, but the closer should get the most of them. It really is. I mean, Lee Smith, we haven't done a lot of, a ton of Red Sox games up until the very end, and Smith's got his saves. Anyway, here's a lineup for the Blue Jays. Tony Fernandez leads off at short. Kelly Gruber at third will bat second. Jesse Barfield in right will go third. George Bell in left will clean up. Pat Borders behind the plate. Fred McGriff at first. Cecil Fielder, the DH, with the lefty Hurst on the mound. Lariano at second, batting eighth. And again, Rob Ducey in for Lloyd Mosby in center field. Hurst can give you 7. Defensively for the Red Sox, Greenwell a 5 and a 3 in left. Burks a 7 and a 5 in center. Dwight Evans a 6 and an 8 in right. Wade Boggs a 7 at third. Jody Reed a 3 at short. Marty Barrett a 5 at second. Larry Parrish a 2 at first. Gidman an 8 and a 7 behind the plate. And Hurst a 6 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. The Red Sox lead is 2.5. They win this. They need 1 win or Toronto loss to go to the playoffs. Tony Fernandez at 287, 6 homers and 64 RBI. Pitch to Fernandez. Fly ball to right. Evans digging back. Makes the catch, 1 out. Kelly Gruber at 311. 16 homers and 77 RBI. Toronto has Baltimore to close the season in Baltimore. The Red Sox play 4 in Cleveland and have 1 more start apiece from Clemens and Boddicker. Gruber, 311, 16 homers and 77 RBI. Pitch to Kelly. There's a ground ball to third. Boggs, long throw to Parrish. And Gruber, not fleet of foot this time around, is thrown out. So 2 out for Jesse Barfield, hitting .227, 17 homers, and 61 RBI. Thanks, Replay. You have a good day. 2 out for Barfield. Hurst winds and fires. There's a base hit into left field, and Greenwell will pick it up. So both Toronto and Boston have overachieved in this replay. The Red Sox won the division with 89 games. In real life, they have won 93, and Toronto has won 91. George Bell at 262, 16 homers and 113 RBI. Gus the Wonder Dog looking for no late season collapse. Remember, Toronto swept Boston in real life. Runner on first is Barfield. Bell pops it up. Reed skies this one to Reed. And Jody will be there, and that will retire the side. Blue Jays get a hit, leave a runner on. Half an inning in the books, no score. So here is probably the one Toronto pitcher with the most to prove, because his ERA is 2 runs higher than it was in real life. For Jimmy Key, this is his season. 6-8, a 5.30 ERA. 27 years old, fastball 85, a fly ball pitcher. He has not faced the Red Sox. That's right, I wasn't the manager in '88. Are you kidding? Most people give me a lot of grief for how I manage these games. I was a 16-year-old kid in Duxbury, Vermont. He last pitched against Cleveland on the 23rd and was Christmas treed. In fact, Cleveland has put 11 earned runs on him in his last 10 innings. 4 1/3, 74 pitches, 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 2 homers, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. He did beat the Tigers in back-to-back starts in the beginning of September, but gave up 5 earned runs on September 6th. Key, 127 1/3 innings, 153 hits, 82 runs, 75 earned. He's allowed 13 homers. He's only walked 24, but struck out 63. Red Sox line up like this. Wade Boggs will lead off at third. Marty Barrett at second will bat second. Dwight Evans in right will go third. Mike Greenwell in left will clean up. Ellis Burks in center will bat fifth. Jim Rice, the DH, will bat sixth. Jody Reed at short will bat seventh. Larry Parrish at first goes eighth, and Gedman behind the plate will go ninth. Key can give you 6, and he needs to give Toronto 6 strong. Just to tell you, how they will, they're home against Baltimore. It is Steeb on Friday, Clancy on Saturday, and Musselman on Sunday. So that's how the Jays will close out their starters. Wade Boggs at 358, 6 triples, 3 homers, and 81 RBI. Key starts off his effort, and he hit Boggs. Well, that's exactly what you want if you're a Jays fan. So the Fenway faithful are already in a mood. Here's Marty Barrett. Marty at 296, a triple and 55 RBI. To first, McGriff only has a play on Barrett. Boggs will go to second. So 1 out, 1 on for Dwight Evans. Dewey at 293, 25 homers and 99 RBI. The Red Sox will get Boddicker twice and Clemens once. Must be Boddicker got rocked, and Jeff Sellers. But if Bruce Hurst does his job, they just need to win one of those 40. One of those 4. Evans with Boggs on second, 1 out. Ground ball to Fernandez. Tony throws to McGriff. And Evans is retired. So 2 out for Greenwell. The Gator at 321, 25 homers, and 131 RBI. What a year for Mike. Pitch to Fly ball to right. Barfield. That will stay in the yard. Jesse had to run to get it, but he got it. And that's all that matters. Red Sox do not get a hit. They get hit batsmen, being Boggs. They'll leave a runner on, and there's no score. And Uncle Ron applies for a new mouth or a new tongue. Pat Borders at 248, 2 homers and 12 RBI. McGriff infielder to follow here in the second. Fly ball to right. Evans. 1 out. Crowd booed. Here's McGriff. 289. Fred has had a magnificent year. 34 homers and 99 RBI. Got him. A 1-2 fastball got him. So judging by that, if the Red Sox do win the division, you would probably have Hurst and Clemens pitch the first 2 in Boston. And then you kind of go as catch can for wherever we're playing the mid there. Boddicker shut out Cleveland. Which time? The first or the second? That's odd that they would go to him on such short rest. Fielder at 218, 7 homers and 20 RBI. Got him. That's 2 for Hurst, and that'll do it. Fielder swung on and foul tipped it into Gedman's glove, and after an inning and a half, no score. So Burks, Rice, and Reed to face Key here in the second. Ellis at 283, 18 homers, and 107 RBI. In the right center, Ducey will track it down, 1 out. Jim Rice at 268, 18 homers, and 90 RBI. He has been a critical part of the series against Toronto. He had a 2-run homer in the first game and a huge double last night. Right back to Key, who'll throw to McGriff, and Rice is retired. So, 2 out for Jody Reed at 307, a triple and 32 RBI. In game 1, and then comes back to pitch on Sunday. Ote. Jody Reed at the plate, no score. Bottom of the second. Line drive to McGriff, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. Key 7 up, or 6 up, 7 down, or whatever it is. After 2, no score. So Liriano, Ducey, and Fernandez to face Hurst. Nelson at 267. 2 homers and 23 RBI. Got him. Hurst, a full count fastball, and Liriano chased it. For Rob Ducey, hitting .391, a triple, and 4 RBI. That's into left. Greenwell has it. He makes a fantastic catch. That was near the foul line, and Greenwell had to make a slide and catch where there isn't a lot of room. 2 out for Fernandez. So opening 9 for Hurst, 33 pitches, 2 2/3, a hit in 3 strikeouts. Fernandez is 0 for 1. Ground ball to Barrett. Marty has it, throws to Parrish, and Tony is retired. So we go to the bottom of the third here at Fenway. No runs, no hits, no errors. Toronto and Boston scoreless. So Parrish, Gedman, and Boggs to face Key. Larry at 270, 11 homers, and 38 RBI. Oh, yeah, so Boddicker pretty much gets the short start, stay in rotation for that. That makes sense. That's what John says. Cody says Greenwell's having a heck of a series defending versus Toronto. If I recall, he had a pair of great plays in your... Yeah, last doubleheader. Greenwell, I think Kirby's going to win the MVP, but Greenwell has had a magnificent year. Hurst also pitched an inning to keep him fresh. I believe that series started on a Wednesday. The things you remember. What'd you have for breakfast, Ron? I had half a bagel and butter. Pitch to Parrish. Base hit right field. Barfield will pick it up. So here's Gedman. Lefty versus lefty. Rich at 239, 9 homers, and 37 RBI. Key deals. Gedman hits one in the right. Barfield will run in, and Parrish thought that was going to drop. So 1 out for Boggs. Wade was hit by a pitch to start the ball game. Opening 9 for Key. Jimmy needs a good outing, and he's had it so far. 37 pitches, 9 batters, 2 1/3 and a hit. Baseball is greater than daily meals. I would agree with that. Pitch to Boggs. Into right. Barfield will get there. It was hit hard, but right at him. So Parrish again thought that was going to drop. Now bring up Marty Barrett with 2 out. Marty's 0 for 1. That's ripped in the right, and that will get past Barfield. Extra bases. Barrett's going to have 2. What's a question of what's Parrish going to do? He rounds third and will score without a throw, and the Red Sox score first. It's 1-0 Boston. Marty Barrett hits his 25th double of the year, and that'll bring up Dwight Evans, who has driven in 99 on the year. He's 0 for 1 today. So Key needs to bear back down. Evans waves the bat back and forth. 1-0 Sox here in the third. Pitch to Dewey. That's into right center. Barrett's going to score. Barfield will pick it up. Is Marty going to hesitate? Yep. Marty chugs around third. What's Barfield going to do? Throws it in the infield, and the Red Sox have a 2-spot here in the third. So Dwight Evans not only gets a hand for a single, but he drives in his 100th run of the year. So here's Greenwell. He is 0 for 1. Key deals. Left center, Ducey. And that will do it. But the Red Sox plate 2 on 3 hits and no errors. We go the 4th. Boston 2, Toronto nothing. So Gruber, Barfield, and Bell to face Hurst here in the 4th. 2 runs isn't a lot, and this team is good. Pitch to Gruber. Base hit left center field. Greenwell will pick it up. Greenwell, as far as a defender, is average, and his arm is below average. Throw to first, and Gruber is back. Barfield singled his first time up. That's only the 2nd hit for Toronto. Gruber stays put. Struck him out. That's 4 for her. So 1-2 fastball for George Bell, who is 0 for 1. Ripped to left and gone. So the Jays have tied this up as Bell puts it into the screen in left field. That is the 24th home run, or 25th home run, given up by Hurst, and the 17th hit by Bell. It didn't hit the fist pole, but it came close. Remember, if you were with us yesterday, Lee Smith did not have to pitch. And he can go 50 pitches. If Hurst has a lead after 6, advantage Boston. Pat Borders is 0 for 1. In the right, Evans, that's well hit, but he'll flag it down. 2 out. So 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors for both teams. McGriff has struck out. He's 0 for 1. That's into right. Evans. Second verse, same as the first. So Toronto, behind a home run from George Bell, has tied this ball game. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. Bottom of the fourth, 2-2. So no need to show you the standings again. It'll be Burks, Rice, and Reed here in the fourth to face Key, who was immediately bailed out after a bad third. Burks is 0 for 1. Base hit left field. Ducey will pick it up. Rob maybe caught that one the lights a bit. He didn't make a good play. 4th hit for Boston, and Burks has good speed. Jim Rice is 0 for 1. He throws to first, and Burks is back. He has stolen 27. I don't think he's stealing here. Rice into shallow left. Bell will handle this one, and Burks goes back to first. 1 out for Reed. Jody is 0 for 1. Parrish to follow. Another throw to first, and Burks is back. Slow dribbler down to McGriff, and there is no play on Burks. McGriff will just get Reed by himself, 3-U. And Burks moves into scoring position, 2 out for Parrish, who singled and scored in the third. Oh, Gene Larkin's birthday today. And he hit a home run. Mean Gene, the hit machine, turned 62 today. Larry Parrish at the plate. Base hit left field. Burks is going to score with ease, you would think. Bell has it. He's got to throw home. Nope. Burks will score without a throw, and the Red Sox go up 3-2. Larry Parrish was an absolute steal as Rich Gedman comes up. He's 0 for 1. The Rangers outright released him, and Lou Gorman signed him. And that kind of spelled the Dwight Evans and Todd Benzinger portion of the first baseman brigade. Gedman doesn't want to strike out here. 3-2 Boston here in the fourth. Pitch to Gedman. Ground ball to Liriano. Throws to McGriff, and Gedman's out. So a big run. Larry Parrish drives it in. The Red Sox 2 hits, no errors. We go to the fifth here. Boston 3, Toronto 2. Scotty's got a Washington Western University soccer doubleheader. Scotty's still from those sky-high seats, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, from volleyball last night. First place in the conference, women, and then mid-table men. And it's not supposed to rain. Do the Goats have to pay to get in? Cecil Fielder struck out his first time up. Hurst starts the fifth. Fly ball left field. Greenwell. 1 out. That was hooking in foul territory, and the C's part. Liriano struck out his first time up. Second verse, but Greenwell will come in for this. 2 out for Rob Ducey, who's 0 for 1. Struck him out. Halfway home at Fenway on a 48-degree day here in Boston. 68, winds blowing in from right center at 14. Red Sox 3, Blue Jays 2. I don't think Larkin has paid for a meal, especially if the Twins do win that division. Kansas City had a rare Wednesday, must have been a rainout, a rare Wednesday off. 3-2 Boston here. If you joined us late, Oakland beat Minnesota in the first game, so their lead over Kansas City is a half game with 4 days to go. Red Sox got 2 in the third. Marty Barrett with a double to score Larry Parrish, and then Dwight Evans with a single to score Marty Barrett. Toronto tied this ball game in the fourth. George Bell a 2-run homer, and then a moment ago, Larry Parrish singled home Ellis Burks to make it 3-2. Jimmy Key, 5 hits, 3 runs through 4. Bruce Hurst, in his last scheduled start at Fenway Park ever, 3 hits through 5, 2 runs, both earned, and the home run allowed, and he has struck out 5. Boggs is 0 for 1. Barrett and Evans to follow, and Dewey has his 100th RBI in this game. Boggs draws the walk. Barrett 1 for 2 with a double. Thought about hitting a run here for a sec, but I won't do it. Oh, beautiful. Andrew just got an email. His 25 Pacific Coast League season should be posted on the Action PC community site shortly. Check that out. What wonderful work. A labor of love for sure. Pitch to Barrett. Boggs on first. Marty hits a base hit in the left field, so Bell will pick it up. No, Wade is not going to third. For Dwight Evans, Dewey 1 for 2, a single and an RBI. Boggs on second, Barrett on first, Greenwell on deck. 3-2 Boston in the bottom of the 5th. Red Sox win. They will have clinched a tie for the division. If Toronto wins, the magic number remains at 3. Pitch to Evans. Struck him out. What a time for Jimmy Key's first strikeout. A full count fastball got him looking. 1 out for Greenwell. Advantage Key here, lefty versus lefty. Greenwell is 0 for 2. Well, thank you for what you do, Andrew. Into right field. Barfield is going to corral that. Boggs to tag. No. 50-50 shot. You don't need it. So here's Burks. Ellis has a single and a run scored. He's 1 for 2. They have worked Key hard, but it's a 1-run game. Burks has one of those runs. Ground ball to Fernandez. Tony goes to second for the sure out, and the Red Sox don't score. They do get a hit. They have left on 5, and after 5, it's 3-2. Wow, you were sent updated stats from the 19-3 historian. That's awesome. Really is an incredible community. So 18 batters deep for Hurst, 65 pitches, 5 innings, 3 hits. The home run was Bell's, and Hurst has struck out 5. Tony Fernandez is 0 for 2. To first, Parrish, 1 out. Gruber 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. Hurst winds and fires. Slow number down to Parrish. Larry throws it to Hurst, 2 out. Did I call him Lance Parrish? I know that's not true. Jesse Barfield has singled in this one and struck out. He's 1 for 2. Cap protesting at the door. 2 out, top of the 6th. Hurst throwing a 3-hitter. Pitch to Barfield, who has one of those hits. Struck him out. That's 6. A 1-2 fastball, and that'll take care of business. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 3-2 Boston. Excuse me. Well, you're enjoying your contributions. Jim Rice is 0 for 2. He's got a 6-game hitting streak. Reed and Larry Parrish to follow. Jimmy Key has done really what he needed to do. He has not pitched a bad ball game. He has just run into the buzzsaw right now. That is Bruce Hurst. Pitch to Rice. Base hit right side, and Jim Ed has a 7-game hitting streak. So here is Jody Reed. Jody is 0 for 2. They play for the bunt. I thought about it for a hot moment. But if they're playing in for it, I'll let him swing. So Gruber and McGriff are playing on the grass. Borders and Key go through the signs. Rice leads off at first. Pitch to Reed. This should be 2. Key to Liriano for 1. And over to McGriff. And that is a 1-4-3 double play. And who's hurt? Rice? No, Liriano's hurt. It was a hard slide by Rice. And Rice consoles him as he hobbles off the field. There was no intent there to injure, just to knock him down so there wouldn't be a double play. Manny Lee will play second now and bat 8th. Here's Larry Parrish. He has singled twice, driven in a run, his 39th, and scored. A useless fact that Andrew wants to share. Portland and Seattle's second baseman in 1903 were both left-handed throwers. Wow. And somewhere Danny Gallivan was watching and invented the spinorama. Pitch to Parrish. Left center field. Back goes Ducey, but Rob will flag it, and that'll do. So after 6, no runs, a hit. The Red Sox are raced on the double play, but they still lead it 3-2. So Bell, who homered in the 4th, will lead off. He's hit 17 now and has driven in 115. Didn't have to spin to throw to second. That's true. Hopefully the shortstop was sober. Hurst starts the inning. Up the middle, a base hit. So Bell is doing his job. And again, if the Red Sox, Burks does not make a good play on it, the Red Sox can go to Lee Smith at any point, but Hurst's pitch count is so low, you stick with him. Pat Borders is 0 for 2. Bell on first. Right field. Evans. 1 out. Round ball gets you to the stretch. Fred McGriff is 0 for 2 with a K. He is now fanned 148 times. A lot of that back then. Bending of the elbow. On the field and off. Pitch to McGriff. Ground ball to Parrish. They go to Reed for 1. And back to Parrish for 2. We reached the stretch at Fenway Park. 3-2. Boston. The ballpark served hard liquor, and David Wells, I think, has drinking his fair share. 35th appearance, he's 4-3 at 5.18 ERA, is very New York, but not very helpful. Although down the stretch, 4 times 4 1/3 in the 4.15 ERA. He's 25, a curveball pitcher, fastball hard at 93. He pitched Monday in the 7-6 win against Boston and twice in Toronto, inning in 2/3, 26 pitches, a hit, and a strikeout. Overall, 41 and 2/3, 45 hits, 24 runs, all earned, 9 homers. He's walked 18 and struck out 33. Get 6 outs is what the Blue Jays need to do, and somehow get a run in. Hurst will start the 8th. Smith will come in if Hurst gets into trouble. Gedman is 0 for 2. Base hit up the middle. Red Sox can start to feel it now. Wade Boggs, 0 for 1 with a walk and a hit by pitch. Ground ball to third. Gruber, Lee for 1, and McGriff for 2. Wells gets his best friend. How about that? What? It takes a deep sigh there. 2 out for Barrett. Marty 2 for 3. A single, a double, an RBI, and a run scored. Boggs' on-base chance there was over 60%. Base hit right field. So Barrett is on. 2 out, runner on for Dwight Evans. Marty's 3 for 4 today. Evans is 1 for 3. Has struck out, singled, and drove in his 100th run. Red Sox have 9 hits. Toronto has 4. Wills deals. Got him! So Wells does his job. A full count curveball. Got him looking. No runs, 2 hits. The Red Sox have left on 6. We go to the 8th. 3-2 Boston. So Fielder, Manny Lee, and Rob Ducey to face Bruce Hurst. Cecil is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Hurst will start the 8th. Got him. That's 7. 2-2 fastball chased. Lee is hitting .258, 2 homers, and 34 RBI. Got him! A good morning and a good afternoon. How about that? He swings and misses on a fastball. And here's Rob Ducey. Rob is 0 for 2. I think if Hurst gets Ducey, you leave him out there to start the 9th. They're going to... No, they're not. Not with that average, 365. Campisano can wait. Pitch to Ducey. Got him! Bruce Hurst strikes out the side in the 8th. Yeah, the Blue Jays are terrible. That's why they're playing a meaningful game in September. We go to the bottom of the 8th. What an inning for Bruce Hurst. He has struck out 9, and the Red Sox are 3 outs away from clinching a tie for the American League East. It'll be Greenwell, Burks, and Rice. Mike is 0 for 3. If the Red Sox hang on to win, it'll be Boddicker versus Cleveland. We'll have that game for you Monday. We will determine the other half of that doubleheader. Pitch to Greenwell. That will be a base hit. Manny Lee does not make a good play. Greenwell 1 for 4. Now righties the rest of the way. Here's Ellis Burks. He's 1 for 3. Single and scored a run. Greenwell is back. The crowd, there we go, comes back into it. 10 hits for the Red Sox, 4 for the Jays. In the left center, Ducey will run that one down, and Greenwell will go back to first, 1 out. For Jim Rice, who's 1 for 3, now is a 7-game hitting streak. Fernandez, Gruber, and Barfield in the 9th for Toronto. Throw to first again. Greenwell's back. Pitch to Rice. Got him. So Tony Castillo will face Jody Reed. Tony, making his 11th appearance, is 2-0 with a 1.23 ERA, 25, fastball at 91. Pitched against Cleveland on the 23rd in a 5-2 loss, went 1 inning, 21 pitches, 2 hits, and a strikeout. Overall, Castillo 14 2/3, 9 hits, 2 runs, both earned. The home run came against Milwaukee in August, 2 walks and 12 strikeouts. Here's the thing about the Blue Jays. Between 1985 and 1993, they won the division 5 times. They won the pennant twice, and they won back-to-back World Series. They were, in that era, the best team in baseball, the most consistent team in baseball. The only other team to win multiple championships in that era are the Twins. And the Twins are still alive in their chance to repeat. Jody Reed is 0 for 3. Runner on first is Greenwell. And they got him. Greenwell gets picked off. Well. No runs, 1 hit. And no errors. We go to the 9th. The last regularly scheduled game of the year at Fenway Park. It is Bruce Hurst's last regularly scheduled start at Fenway Park. And they lead it 3-2. So Hurst, 27 batters, 8 innings, 4 hits. The home run was Bell's. He hasn't walked a batter and struck out 9. Fernandez is 0 for 3. Gruber, Barfield, and Bell. Lee Smith leans against the fence in the Red Sox pen. Don't blow this, the crowd says. Hurst deals. To third, Boggs. Over to Parrish. 1 out. Kelly Gruber is 1 for 3. Kelly has a single and a run scored. I'm telling you, for years, it's my 6th year doing this. For the most part, I really don't care who wins, but I gotta tell you, I'm as nervous as I've ever been doing this. Pitch to Gruber. Struck him out, that's 10. And Fenway rises as 1. It'll be Barfield, who is 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out twice. And in Bruce Hurst's last ever regular season start for the Red Sox, he's got to feel all alone on the mound. Gedman puts down the finger. Hurst winds and fires. Ground ball to Boggs. There will be meaningful baseball in Fenway this fall. They have clinched a tie and beaten the Blue Jays 3-2. How about that? They go to 94 and 64. 3 runs, 10 hits, no errors. The Jays, 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. And of course, the MVP is going to be Bruce Hurst, who goes to 19 and 10. I'm telling you, if they had won that World Series in '86, he'd have a statue. 9 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. The home run to Bell, who just did everything he had to do, and Hurst struck out 10. He wasn't even close to tired. Jimmy Key, I mean, you're more than welcome. Jimmy Key had a bad year, did not have a bad game. He actually threw a quality start. 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned. A walk and a strikeout. David Wells had minus stuff, didn't give up a run. He was a weeble wobble, but didn't give up a run. An inning and 2/3, 3 hits and 2 strikeouts, and Castillo got the last out. So it is not over. There's a 1 there, but there are 4 games left in the season, and the Red Sox need to win 1. They have 7 chances to win the division. And in typical Red Sox fashion, it might take you to Sunday. You're welcome. So, the rest of this last Wednesday in baseball, Dwight what an outing for Bruce Hurst. My goodness. A stand and deliver outing. Joe McGrain, by the way, throws a complete game win over Pittsburgh, 6-0. He gets the shutout, goes to 13-7. Doug Drabeck's season ends at 15-9. Baltimore, 44.5 games out of first place, beat the Yankees 6-5. Malachi goes to 2-1. Watch out for, Baltimore would get better in a hurry. Gooderman 1-1, Eddie Murray 3-4. Mets, Dwight Gooden's playoff tune-up beats the Phils 10-2. Gooden 19-game winner. Gross 13-12. Wilson 4-6. That's Mookie, 2 doubles and a stolen base. Atlanta, how about them? 60 wins. They beat Houston 3-1. Tommy Glavine 9-15. Bob Knepper 9-7. Ossenmacher picks up his second save. Cleveland 500 team. They beat Detroit 8-4. Swindell 18-11. Terrell 12-10. Montreal 4. Chicago 3. Parrott 5-4. Sanderson takes a loss. He's 0-1. Ryan Sandberg 2-4 with a steal. Philadelphia, by the way, walked 10 in that Met win, and Chicago coughed up 4 balls. Speaking of the White Sox, Texas beats them 10-1. That was the Cubs that made the 4 errors. Charlie Huff 14-15. Jerry Royce 10-13. Cecil Espy 2-5. Hits his third. Drives in 2. Milwaukee beats California. California might lose 100. 5-3. Juan Nieves 7-4. Craig Minton 4-3. Rob Deere hits his 21st. 2-4. Drives in 3. Dodgers, Orel Hershiser 18-10. They beat San Diego 5-1. Andy Hawkins falls to 11-13. And Cincinnati, the margin is 5. Scotty's trying to figure out how to add games to the schedule. San Francisco wins 3-2. Davis 1-0. Murphy 5-7. So the Mets and the Reds, by the way, only a half game apart. All right, Monday's doubleheader. We will do Boston and Cleveland. I'm going to do Minnesota and Oakland. Games we could take on Friday, or for there, as we start the last weekend of the season. Take a look at it. Boston and Cleveland. Clemens, hopefully with a champagne hangover. Or Steve against Baltimore. Or Frank Viola versus California. Or Kansas City at Chicago. So those are the 4 games that we'll be focusing on, doing some sort of whatevers. So thank you so much. Yeah, that Mets and Reds one should be... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. All right. Well, that was fun. We'll talk to you over the weekend. We'll talk to you Monday for the Red Sox in Cleveland, in Minnesota, in Oakland. That's the doubleheader. Hopefully we'll have some resolution in one of these divisions sometime soon. Thank you always for watching. We'll talk to you soon.